All right, number 4, this is lesson 69. It says, number 4, a sack full of coins contains pennies, nickels, and dimes. If selected at random, the probability of choosing a dime is 1 over 10. The probability of choosing a nickel is 2 over 5. What is the probability of choosing a penny? Express the probability as a number between 0 and 1. So, the sack full of coins contains pennies, nickels, and dimes. So you know the dimes is 1/10 probability of getting it, and then the probability of a nickel is 2 over 5. So the only one you don't know is pennies. So right here I put probability of 1/10 or 1 over 10 plus 2 over 5. Yep, 1 over 10 plus 2 over 5, because those are the two probabilities you know. So you have to add those together. So when you're adding fractions, you have to find the least common denominator. So that would be 10, because 10, if you do 5 and then 5 plus 5, that would be 10. You already have 10 at the denominator there. So you keep your 1/10, and then you have to convert the 2/5 to 4 over 10. So to do that, you just multiply 2 times 2, which is 4, and then 5 times 2, which is 10. So you have 1 over 10 plus 4 over 10. When you add those together, you keep your denominator the same, but you add your numerators. So 1 plus 4 is 5, so you have 5/10. So you're trying to find the probability of selecting a penny. Well, out of the whole will be 10 out of 10, because if you're thinking of all the coins in there, it's 10 out of 10. And you know 5/10 of all the coins in there are nickels and dimes, and you're trying to find the pennies. So you have to subtract. So you have to subtract those. So it's just like adding. You leave the denominator the same, and then you just do 10 minus 5. So your answer to that probability of pennies, there it is. Probability of pennies will be 5. Sorry, pen went out. Will be 5 out of 10. And then that reduces to 1/2, because 5 goes into 10. So that reduces to 1/2. That's your answer. All right, number 5, it says, the chart shows the number of points earned by a contestant in 4 rounds of play. After round 1, which round produced the greatest number of points? So it says after round 1. So it says round 2 is 30% of round 1. Round 3 is 1/5 of round 1. And then round 4 is 0.5 of round 1. So you don't even have to find the percentages of 90. You can just base it off converting these two into percents. So you already have 30% here, so just leave this be. 1/5 of round 1. 1 over 5, that is 20%. So you already know round 3 is not the correct answer, because that is 20%, and 30% is greater than 20%. So round 3 you can just mark out. Round 4, it says 0.5 of round 1. 0.5, if you are thinking about it, is a percentage as decimals. You have to move it 2 places. So you have 0.5. So you already have it as a decimal. If you want to make it a percent, you move the decimal to the right 2 places. So your decimal is now over here. So that means 0.5 is 50%. So round 4 is 50% of round 1. Round 2 is only 30%. So that means round 4 is your greatest round. All right, number 10, it says, Susan is playing a flashcard game. She got the first 5 questions wrong. As a result, her score is -5. So that shows that each question you get right or wrong, you lose a point. How many questions must Susan answer correctly to return her score to 0? So if she's already at -5, each question you get right or wrong is worth 1 point. So she's at -5 for getting 5 questions wrong. So I just wrote it as an equation. You already have -5, because that's how many points she has. You want to get to 0. What would you add here? What would x be to get 0? Just think about that one, solve that one. And then number 12, it says find the combined area of circle A and circle B. Use 3.14 equals pi. So you have area equals, circle A, you have the circle and your radius is 24 centimeters. Circle B, your radius is 8 centimeters. It says find the combined area. So once you find the area for circle A and circle B, you have to add those together. So remember, the formula for area of a circle, it is pi r squared. Use 3.14 for pi, and your radius, you have your radiuses right here, 24 and 8. So it's pi r squared. So we've went over a few of these, so I'm going to let you try to set those up and solve those. Alright, so now we're on lesson 70. So lesson 70, we have another circle equation. It says a circle has a radius of 15 feet. Find its area. Use 3.14 for pi. So just like that last one, use the formula. Area equals pi r squared. Your radius is 15, so you sub in 15 for r and 3.14 for pi. And just use that formula to solve it. Alright, number 10. It says the graph represents the cost of gas, C, per gallon, which is G. Write an equation to represent this relationship. So if you look at this graph, this is proportional. It's proportional. So what I did, I didn't even bother looking at these two up here. I just looked at this one. If you look at the graph, so for 2 gallons, it costs $7 because this is between the 6 and the 8. So this is 7. So 2 gallons is $7. So how many gallons would how much would it cost for 1 gallon? So what I did was I just did 7 divided by 2. And when I did 7 divided by 2, it gave me 3.5. So it wanted you to write an equation. The equation has an equal sign with it. So since 7 divided by 2 is 3.5, so 3.5 gallons equals the cost. So if you have 1 gallon, so if you're subbing for 1 gallon would equal $3.50. If you were to do 2 gallons, you do 3.5 times 2, and that would give you your cost. So that right there is your equation, 3.5 G equals C. Then number 11 says Carter's soccer cleats were 18% off the original price. Write an expression to show the sale price of the soccer cleats. Use the variable S for the original price of the cleats. So this one, there have been a lot of students that have missed this one, and this one it's tricky. It's trying to trick you. So it says Carter's soccer cleats were 18% off the original price. It says write an expression to show the sale price. So what you have to do first, a lot of people have been putting 18, because it says use variable S for the original price. A lot of people are using 18S as the answer, but that is not correct. If you did 18S, that is like saying you have 82% off the cleats, which is not right. And how I get 82 is I'll show you. So to do this, you just start out at 100. It's 100%. So if you're thinking about sales, like the highest you can go is 100%, which would be free. So if you have 100%, it's 18% off. So you do 100 minus 18, that gives you 82. So that's 82%. If you're writing that as a decimal, it'd be 0.82. So your answer, and I'll explain this because this was one of them that's kind of hard to explain without solving it. So you have 0.82s is your answer. And the reason it is because it's 82% of the original price. So when you're taking 18% off of the price, that means that 82% of it is still there. You still have 82% of the original cost there. So that is why you use 0.82s. So if you did 0.18s, that means you're only paying for 18% of it. But here, if it's on sale for 18% off, you still have to pay for 82% of the original price. All right, and then I'm gonna make one more video, and it'll be the last one.